I could fit my wife in here too if I needed to. I'm going down in a coal mine. I'm from Minnesota. It's a good thing I got an old salty veteran with me. Is it okay if I call you old and salty? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Good evening. It is being held as an historic day in the mountains of eastern Kentucky.
Nearly 4,000 people turned out to watch as state fish and wildlife officials released 7 elk into the woods.
This is a story about the knockout punch from the underdog. It's a story about the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. It's about family and traditions, and it's about righting the wrongs of our past. It's a story about accomplishing what some say was impossible, and for me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to experience all of it.
It's like hunting elk in Vietnam. It's thick, and it's nasty, and it's hot, and the mosquitoes are horrible. Hunting elk in Kentucky is not easy.
Here are 2 little-known facts about Kentucky. 95% of all bourbon is produced in Kentucky. The Bluegrass State also has the biggest elk herd east of the Mississippi, which is interesting because just up until about 20 years ago, the eastern elk was extinct. The reintroduction of these elk has been one of the great conservation success stories of our time, and the elk in Kentucky are in huntable numbers. But getting one of those elk tags is like getting a Willy Wonka golden ticket. Somehow I managed to score one, and now I'm in Kentucky to hunt elk. My guide through this adventure will be Trinity Shepard. Trinity has hunted these hills his entire life, and the night I arrive, he and I set up camp and get ready for the first morning's hunt. You ever have one of those moments where you're a complete idiot? This morning I had one of those. I'm on a rifle hunt in Kentucky, like my dream hunt, and I didn't have any Hunter Orange with me. I forgot it all at home. Luckily, Trinity has a 2XL vest or an XL vest, this bank robber mask. I may not have a stylish orange, but I've got something. Damn it. I'm hunting the area in and around Martin County, Kentucky. And in this part of the world, coal is by far the biggest resource. For the families of this area, the coal mines have constituted a way of life for generations. Today, the coal industry is not as robust as it has been in the past, but there's now something else in these hills that has inspired and helped many of the locals, and that is its elk herd. Trinity and I hiked our butts off on day 1, with no luck, but we did have fun.
The elk might not be here, but at least I look good.
After more than a century, elk are once again roaming the recreation area.
It's a project we could not have undertaken without the $900,000 commitment from the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
Although there were tons of people that were all for elk being reintroduced into Kentucky, many farmers in Kentucky were against this plan. They feared that elk would destroy their crops and damage valuable pasture land. The solution were the coal mines of eastern Kentucky. When strip mining is finished in an area, the cleared land is replanted in prairie grasses, and the nourishment of these lush green meadows, combined with the thick hills and hollers that surround them, created prime habitat not only for elk, but for dozens of other species. And so several counties of this area in eastern Kentucky were chosen to be the new home of Kentucky's new elk herd. It all started with 7 elk being released in front of thousands of people. And today, the elk of Kentucky have turned into a sustainable resource that numbers over 10,000. On the second morning of our hunt, Trinity and I finally get a bull to bugle. Trinity sets up behind me and starts calling, and me and my brand new blaze orange hat, well, we get set up too. When this young bull finally shows himself, he's far from the giants that these hills have the potential for. But this is public land, and he is definitely tempting me. From this angle, I have no shot. Then the wind swirls, and so does he. I stand up for a better vantage point. Trinity keeps calling. This guy is looking for love, and he comes back. And then he sees my big orange butt standing there.
One more second. That's all I needed.
Would I have shot this bull? You're damn right I would have, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing that he went away. I'd have been happy with that bull.
That was an awesome
I just didn't have a
encounter.
shot.
Yeah.
This guy crawls out, calling all the way like a sweet cow you are.
That's right.
Yeah.
That must have sounded real pretty.
You sound real pretty.
Nothing works up an appetite like a good morning of hunting. And back at camp, we're joined by my good buddy Craig, who also is hunting elk in this area. We are in the middle of nowhere, in tents, so it's up to us to cook the food, which ironically is one of my favorite parts of this kind of hunting. I mean, honestly, what says backcountry hunting camp better than cooking up a big old manly breakfast and then sitting and wolfing it all down with one of your best buddies? For me, that's what it's all about, being out here in the middle of nowhere with no cell service and good friends. That night, Trinity and I sat down by the fire, and I get a chance to learn more about what it means to grow up in these hills.
You know, I've always played music. You don't have music, you have these hills.
You know, I was brought up in the outdoors ever since I was 6 years old, and a lot of people look at the outdoors, look at hunting, fishing, camping, all the stuff that comes with it as a hobby. It's not a hobby for me, it's a way of life. It's always been a way of family, it's always been a way of tradition and culture.
If it weren't for coal, what would this area be like?
You know, I can't imagine an eastern Kentucky without coal mining. I always tell everybody I cut my teeth on a block of coal. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad, all were coal miners. And my dad always worked real hard to try to keep me out of that. You know, not because he wasn't proud of it.
Because it's a rough life.
It's a rough life, and he wanted better for his son.
Coal. Not just a rough way of life, but a rough, hard, dirty life. Coal mining in Kentucky began in 1820 when the first commercial coal mine opened in the western coalfields of Muhlenberg County. It wasn't until 1900 that the eastern coalfield began to be mined in Floyd County. The coal mining industry in this part of the world experienced rises and falls through most of the early to mid 20th century. The two world wars made for periods of boom. Following World War II, the drive towards mechanization and the Korean War pushed the industry even higher. However, American railroads and households soon began shifting from coal to oil and gas for their energy needs, and the industry yet again experienced a downturn. Today, though it's experienced periods of boom, heavy regulations have hit the coal industry here hard. And when that happens, the families that depend on those coal mines, they get hit worst of all.
Coal mining, our cash crop, if you would, has also been a way of life. You know, it's been something that's been passed down from father to son, father to son. So people take pride in that.
The elk have offered a whole nother kind of industry in a way.
It's a new resource for people. It's a new way of life. We've been given a second chance with this natural resource. We messed up the first time. We've got a second chance to make sure we don't do that again.
That feels good.
Yeah, it feels real good.
It's the third day in Kentucky. A little bit discouraged, honestly. It can always turn any day. After 4 days of hunting elk in Kentucky, it's like hunting elk in Vietnam. It's thick, and it's nasty, and it's hot, and the mosquitoes are horrible.
We have literally been invaded by stink bugs. Why here at our camp? As if we haven't had enough trouble with the elk.
Have been completely overrun by stink bugs.
I can't catch a break. I've been in the heart of Kentucky coal country hunting for almost 5 days. So I decide to take a break and shift gears. I meet Paul Horn of Booth Energy, and Paul has agreed to take me down in one of their coal mines. But first, I have to go to school.
Note the information that follows. It may someday save your life.
Just got serious.
It's no secret that going miles underneath the ground can be dangerous. So they're trying to teach me what to do in the case of an emergency. And as you can see, I'm treating that about as seriously as I treated things back in high school, which, for the record, normally got me into detention.
Do you have this in a more fashionable model? I'm not a big fan of blue. Do you have like orange and camo?
The one that you really use be black.
Well, that's good to know, because I can't be seen with this. Can I take these home with me?
Yeah, you can have them. They'll be yours.
This guy's like, man, listen to me. This is serious stuff. Everybody's like, hey, go down in the mine. It'll be great. I didn't realize I was knocking on death's door here.
This is a man door, Nick. This is what you'll travel through to go from an intake air course to a neutral air course, or from a neutral air course to a return air course.
Just to keep everything isolated.
Keep everything isolated.
Right here's what on the lifeline. This is what you're gonna find if you was on the section. We've had a problem and the mines is getting smoky or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understood any of that, but here I go. When we climb through the man door, the whole room is filled with smoke.
The cones are smaller than I thought they'd be.
And I feel around to find the cones on the line.
Smaller than the picture.
Pretty simple. So why am I doing all this? Well, just in case something bad happens while I'm in the mine, I need to know how to get the hell out of there.
Well, I live to fight another day. And now, I know I can make it through 20 feet of mine. I just hope I can make it through 2 miles of mine.
Here's the disposable coveralls to wear. There were 3/8, one size fits all.
One size fits all. Although it does say 3XL right there, which one size fits all means it's really damn big.
Yeah,
what that means. I could fit my wife in here too.
I get duded up, suited up, tied up, taped up, buckled up, but hey, at least I won't get dirty.
What am I doing? I do not feel very cool right now.
But you're safe.
But I'm safe. Coal mining ain't for the sexy or the cool, right?
Right.
Or maybe for the cool but not the sexy. I mean, I don't want to call you not cool.
You probably call us a whole lot time you get done today.
Nothing makes you feel more cool than walking into a badass scenario with a bunch of grizzled guys, until you realize that you have a big white suit on and everybody else doesn't. Then you just feel like you stick out like a sore thumb, which is probably by design. Because after all, even though it's safer than ever, coal mining is still very dangerous. These guys are veterans with decades of experience. And I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And if I'm honest, I'm really nervous.
There are times in your life where you know you're out of your comfort zone. I'm sitting next to this fine gentleman, David, here, in my white overalls. I know that this is one of them. I'm going down in a coal mine. I'm from Minnesota. I'm not supposed to be going down in coal mines. I love you, Mom. If I don't make it, I love you.
I'm getting ready to head underground with some of the toughest people on the planet into some of the most formidable work conditions there are. And it doesn't take me long to realize that whatever training they gave me has not prepared me for what I'm feeling.
That's kind of intimidating.
As we start to head down the mine shaft, the doors behind us close and seal us off from the rest of the world. And just like the Energizer Bunny, we keep going and going and going. The active part of these slope mines can be miles back and hundreds of feet down. There were tunnels everywhere you looked, but only one thing stayed the same. The only lights down here were the ones on our heads.
It's crazy. We're back in here, how far?
Around 3,500 feet.
So we're pushing a mile back in here. When you start to realize how far down in here you are and the fact that there is zero light, it's a little disconcerting. I mean, we're talking zero light. Like, watch this. That's a little freaky. It's a good thing I got an old salty veteran with me.
As we make it into the work area, I start to learn a few things. These guys mine about 5,500 tons of raw material from this mine a day.
Down around, we're holding out, we never give.
Just getting down here is a job all by itself. A lot of the guys I met started this job right out of high school. Their dads worked down here, and so did their granddads. They work hard, and they take care of each other. And they all look up to my new buddy, David. He's been down here for nearly 40 years. And the more I talk to him about the life of a miner, I start to think that maybe he didn't choose it. Instead, it chose him.
The generations of people that have been down here. Did your grandfathers or fathers or anything work down here?
My father worked in the mines, my grandfather, as did my great-grandfather.
Oh, so you've heard some stories then?
Yeah. You know, I could hear them talk about hand loading back in the up into the 50s.
Were they literally like pickaxing it down here?
Yeah.
Are your kids down here too?
I've got one son works down there, yeah.
So that's 5 generations of people.
Yeah.
You were right out of high school?
Yeah.
Coming into this? Probably all of them straight out of high school? This is back-breaking hard work. Have you ever thought about doing anything different?
Don't know nothing different. That's all I've ever done. I like it, enjoy it. Most of these people I've grown up around all my life, I've known them.
You went from being a high schooler to the boss?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that coming?
No.
You're still thinking about it like, I can't believe they put me in charge?
Yeah.
You're a tougher man than I am, I can tell you that much.
I don't know about that.
That's a man. I'm just a guy in a white suit.
There's roughing it, and then there's roughing it with Craig. Craig brings a generator, a Keurig, some Founding Fathers coffee. He's got a giant tent with another giant tent over it. He even brought way more dish soap than he needs.
You know, this is day 10, and you're wet and cold. You want coffee?
I do want coffee. It's been raining all day, and Craig just shot a bowl, so I'll be nice to him.
Yep, that's right. After 10 days of hard public land hunting, Craig went out and shot himself a big old Kentucky bull. And being the southern gentleman that Trinity is, he's offered to stay in camp and help Craig get elbows deep in you know what. And that finds me leaving camp solo to guide myself on today's hunt.
I've got a bull bugling right over here, like 300-400 yards just down the holler here. Finally.
As you've seen, this Kentucky elk hunt has not been easy. In 6 days of hunting, I've only heard and seen just one bull. So you can imagine my excitement when I heard that bull bugle back to me. And then I really got excited when I looked over the hill and saw this cow. And then, hiding behind a tree, I found the bull. I was amazed that this tough old guy could take a 200 grain federal premium straight to the Boilermaker and keep walking.
He's down right there. 6 days of grinding. It's been hot. Mosquitoes, thorns. I'm in Kentucky. I just shot an elk in Kentucky. Not Idaho, not Montana, not Wyoming. Kentucky. I am rarely the speechless type, but I am at a loss for words right now. I mean, this has been the most incredible experience. It's been tough. It's been a tough hunt, but it's nothing compared to the journey these elk have been on. I mean, we wiped them completely out in the 1800s, and now we brought them back. And the people here and the stories of these hills and these hollers and the culture and everything, I think it's one of the greatest stories I've ever heard.
Think about this for a second. I just shot a bull that could very possibly be a direct descendant of one of those original 7 elk that were released in 1997. Suddenly, I've become a part of this Kentucky story too. What have I learned on my East Kentucky journey? Well, for one thing, these elk have made a big impact on the people here. I've also seen that there is a way of life that is changing before our eyes. It feeds and clothes families, and for many, it's the only way of life they know. It's passed down through generations, from father to son, and it keeps them grounded and gives them a feeling of pride and accomplishment. Inevitably, time and technology changes everything, and the life of a coal miner is no exception. Regardless of where things are headed, I've learned that the people that work in these mines have a dirty, hard, back-breaking job. And with that said, they're also some of the most friendly, gracious, positive, and humble people I've ever met. And I can tell you this, if just a little bit of Eastern Kentucky could rub off on the rest of the world, well then that world would be a better place to live.
A miner's got to eat, right? Of all the things I expected to see in a mine, a microwave was not one of them. That's awesome.